Ooh, fresh pavement. Let's do a 0 to
Hello,
60.
this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're doing our shaky cam interior review in an Infiniti QX50. This is a 2017 model year. Not a lot has changed in this. It's about the same as it was last year and when it was introduced, I believe, the year before that. But this is a beautiful car. Lots of fun. Might be the most fun in Infiniti's lineups. For sure is the most fun in their crossovers. It's just about the right size. It's roughly the same size as, say, a Nissan Rogue or Toyota RAV4 or any vehicle like that. So it's not quite a mid-size, but not really a compact either. Very well sized for a small family. I've had my kids in the back of this without any issues. So starting out, you can see the inlay in this particular package. Here you have the windows and whatnot. Over here, you're going to use this a lot. If you have this on yours, this is the lane keeping, and it alerts you, lane, whatever it's called, alert when you wander out of a lane. It beeps all the time. It's really annoying. I've been just reaching down. I've got a habit. I turn on the car, I reach down, and I do that because I find that particularly annoying. One of my beefs with this vehicle, because it does not remember to leave that off all the time. Here's your trip button. Kind of hard to find if you're when you're looking for it, because you almost never use it. So there it is, just FYI. Over here, we're looking at the steering wheel. I almost said the windshield. Windshield, yeah. All right, let's keep up with ourselves, Aaron. Okay, so here you have the steering wheel. Over here you have controls that control everything that's going on there. And over here you have your cruise control and whatnot. This has adaptive cruise, you can see. And then this right here is for the blind spot management and whatnot. Also does some other alerts, but mostly that's what it's for. And then over here, telematics and so forth. Going this way, you have your lighting controls, and then this dongle over here is for the windshield washer, wipers, etc., including the rear. Then you look at the instrument cluster. So you can see I've put about 218 miles on here, and you can see that I've used about half a tank of fuel to do that. Most of those miles were highway miles, some around town driving, but in the main I was on the freeway at somewhere between 75 and 80 miles an hour, depending on which exact stretch of freeway you're talking about. You can see I just started the engine, so it's not very warm yet. Here's your RPMs. Here is your speedometer. I will note that this does not have paddle shifters, so there are no paddle shifters, which makes this seem a little bit redundant. Not redundant, that's the wrong word. Pointless, that's a better word. But, you know, anyway, this is a very sporty vehicle to drive, so I'm very surprised that they didn't do paddle shifting or something like that. Up here is your trip clock and so forth. You can change what's on there using these buttons over here, and then you can dim everything or brighten it using those over there. I kind of like this setup because I don't tend to change these too often, and this car shows you a lot more information on that screen anyway, as far as what the car is doing. So this right here will automatically show things like turn by turn when you're when you have the nav set with a destination. There are a couple of things that it does like that. It will also pop up, so that little screen will pop up when you're changing stations over there using the knob or something, or over here. It will pop up to show what it is there, which helps to keep your eyes on the road a little better. Very nicely done. I like Infiniti's setup. It's pretty intelligent. So, coming over here, you can see push button start, of course, which I believe is standard in this vehicle. I think it's standard in every Infiniti now, actually. Proof that it is a luxury vehicle. You have an analog clock with no numbers on it. Bam! Every luxury vehicle has to have one. I love this wood. Isn't this beautiful? So beautiful. Kind of a rosewood look. It's really, really nice. So up here you have the dashboard. So you can see it's a Bose audio in here. You can see this is the infotainment screen. Has a lot of great stuff in it. I kind of like this setup because once you get used to it, it takes a minute because they're on that flat cant. They're not sticking out at you, and you have to get used to what button does what. But once you do, it's really easy to use. Here's your control knob, and you can control and do this, but most everybody's probably just going to be touching the screen. It is a touch screen. So over here you have buttons for like your destination or route. So your destination here is how you set a destination. And then if you change that, so if you pull away from that to look at the audio or something, like to tune audio, you can push the route button or the destination button and go back to the map, or you can just pop up a map that will not actually show your destination even if one is set. Over here you have a few other things. You can set the status, you can set settings on whatever you're on, or on the you can look at the status. So the screen you're seeing right now is the status screen. You can check info on different things, etc., etc. Here's how you jump to AM, FM, or satellite, and here's how you go to your CD player, Bluetooth, etc. And then here's your back button. Here's a voice activation, so you can hit that or the one on the steering wheel and use the voice controls. Most of the time, I've been using this stuff just to jump around, and then down here of course are the usual audio controls. So here's your volume right here, here's your tuning and so forth, jumping back and forth. I kind of like these setups. I hope they don't go away anytime soon, because some of us old school types, we're used to that. We just grab and turn, switch, push, all that. CD player is equipped in this one. Climate controls here. Relatively simple and straightforward. When you turn these knobs, either one of these, I'll do the hook 'em horns and show you. You do either one of these knobs here, it shows you the temperature up there. So if I turn the temperature up and down, maybe, if I can get it to, why isn't it show? Oh, it's because I turned it off. See that? It's off. So if I turn it on auto, now you can see there's the temperature, and I can turn it up and turn it down. 69. I'm going to turn it back off so it doesn't start blowing into the microphone. So there you go. That's how that works. It's pretty quick and easy. Nothing really special to worry about. Down here is what in Europe would be an ashtray. In America, it is an odd-shaped, unless you have a small phone, pretty useless little cubby. And then over here is a 12-volt plug. Down here you have your shifter. You can go into manual shifting up and down over here. I've really only used that in off ramps. I do like the transmission in this. It's well tuned for sport driving, not so much for fuel economy, because that's the market this aims for, and I like it. It's fun to drive. So down here you have your bun warmers. You have the seat flippers. These pop the back seats forward, lay them down, and then you can go into snow mode and whatnot. Here you have a bourgeois cover. There's a little button under here. Bourgeois cover for the drink holders. Here is your center console. There's a USB plug in there and a 12 volt in there. What I want to point out is that even with this extended packaging, that's the only USB plug in the entire vehicle right there. Bit of an oversight. Infiniti has done that in a couple of their vehicles. They're kind of falling behind with that. Here you have the leatherette seating. Very, very nice. I like it. I'm pretty sure it's leatherette. I guess I could look at the paperwork and see if it's real leather, but I don't believe it is. It doesn't feel like real leather, but that doesn't mean it's not. Black interior, black interior. My least favorite color and the most common, go figure. I really like the pleats they did here, though. That looks really cool. Kind of takes this simply takes a flat surface and turns it into something that kind of has a curve, a concave there. And then those just kind of bring it out, make it look good. And more of that rosewood, more of the chrome and so forth. I like this interior, and I like the offset. So you see you have your cream top plus the black. Just looks really good. Infiniti's really good at that. I just wish they would kind of up their game in technology. This is an older vehicle. It is 2 or 3 years old now. So I expect that when they do a new rendition of this, that will all change. So that's about all we've got here. Decent amount of cargo space, good sized back seat, very sporty to drive. I like this car a lot. So again, this has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and we've been in the 2017 Infiniti QX50. All right, talk to you again soon.